Good morning. It's January 21st, 2021, and I have a great vlog for you. Today, my friend Matthew is going to be guesting on the vlog, and we're going to talk about commitment, deciding what it is that you truly want to do, and doing it. I have another busy day today, but it's all fun stuff. I have about an hour before my call with Matthew, and before then, I'm going to do a little bit of work on the channel. Today, I'm updating my descriptions and my tags, and that should make it a little bit easier for people to find my business online. Masha, what's been your experience of your boyfriend ever since he started doing daily vlogs?
You're not my boyfriend.
Oh, sorry, fiance.
I forget his name and what he looks like. I only see him on YouTube.
I think I'm gonna go for more moody lighting today. There you go. All right.
What's that for? What's that? Oh, that's so you know.
It's for syncing.
We're starting.
Yeah, it's for syncing the audio. If I have some claps in the audio, it helps me to sync it better. I don't know. It also just makes you look pro if you do the clap, right? You do the clap, and then it's like, oh, this guy's serious. He did a clap. Uh-oh. Then you know.
Oh my God.
Then you know he's the real deal. So yeah, everybody, audience out there watching the vlog. This is my friend Matthew Wilson. It's lovely to have you here on the vlog today, sir.
Great to be here. It's been a long time coming.
So Matthew, I don't know if I can sum up, his list of credentials here on the vlog. It's probably a little bit too long, but we're gonna try. Let me know if I miss anything. Matthew is a writer, creator, an actor, and I think that would be the bulk of it right there.
That's it right now. That's what I'm working on the most is my writing for sure. That's where everything starts is within the written word.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I have some projects that I'm working on, as you know, and I'm writing a screenplay and just having a lot of fun doing it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, and that's kind of the reason why I wanted to bring you on here today. We've been having our own off-camera chats, if you guys can believe it. Sometimes I actually talk to people without cameras in our faces, but we were chatting about the script that you've been working on and kind of you've been running through kind of rehearsing acting and things like that. And yeah, it was just super intriguing to me, man, and I want to have you on the show here, Matthew, just to talk about all of that. Everything that you've been working on, everything that you've been developing, and kind of the plans for the future. I think of a lot of the people that I've met in my life. You have a lot of drive and a lot of passion, and the kind of guy that just says he's going to do something and makes it happen. So definitely wanted to get some of your insights here and just kind of get into the start of that journey. So yeah, tell everybody a little bit about what you're working on right now.
Well, it's been something I've been working on really for my whole life. I mean, since I was 3 years old, I've been, I used to dance on the top of my stairs near my bedroom with my mother, like naked, dancing and acting. And I used to do it in front of the mirror all the time. But I was scared to show it. Mm-hmm. And I was scared to come out and show the world what I do and what I love to do and what I'm good at. And so a week and a half ago, I was laying there in bed and I was laying there for 4 years pretty much not doing anything with my life and knowing I wanted to, but I was full of fear. And I just made a decision. I listened to Kobe Bryant the night before and he said that in his life, he just made the decision that he was going to be the best basketball player of all time. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did laying there in bed that morning. I said, no, this is not my life. My life is going to be this, and this is what I'm going to do. And so I went and I've started in my life in the last week and a half, 2 weeks has been accelerating at a rapid pace.
Nice, man. And just having that level of commitment, right? Deciding that this is the thing that you want to do and really sticking to it and developing a whole schedule and some type of way to make yourself actually achieve those goals. And yeah, man, I think that's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'm working on, I don't like going into too much detail, only with close friends and people who I collaborate with and work with. So as far as what I'm working on is a movie script that I would like to have done within a year. That's my goal, is to have that done within a year, and I have a lot of work ahead of me, and I'm really excited to write this because I really believe in the story, and I wish I could share some of it now, but it's just not the time. I
Oh,
will share
that's
it when it's ready. So
that's all good. We don't have to get into all of the details and stuff, you know, just the broad strokes of kind of the structure of what you're planning. So you're actually working on a feature film right now, right? Script for
right,
a whole film, like, you know, not a short. It's going to be over an hour
2 hours,
long,
probably
2 hours
two
maybe,
hours,
2 hours.
and like I'll be the protagonist. I'm
Nice.
acting as the protagonist, the main
Nice.
character.
Nice, nice. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about Sylvester Stallone and stuff like that, and everything around there. Definitely an inspiration for both of us, man. Two guys who have been hit in the face a lot in life. Maybe.
Absolutely. But we kept moving forward. That's how winning is done, right?
Exactly,
So we
exactly.
we kept moving forward, and like that's my favorite all time movie skit is that you know it's it ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, how much you can take and keep moving forward.
Hmm.
That's how winning is done. And like that is so true. It's so true. Like what Rocky wrote was so true to life, right? And like
Hmm.
I love things like that, like listening to Kobe Bryant and his advice. Like if you want to be great, you have to listen to the greats and you have to listen to what they have to say and you have to apply it to your life.
For sure, man, and it's been awesome to see your development and stuff like that. I remember when we first started shooting together back when you were in Toronto, when we went into the studio.
Mm.
Definitely, we made a pretty good video, man. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. You were definitely more nervous and stuff back then, and
Oh yeah.
like all of us, battling some of our own demons, and you and I have had a lot of conversations around mental health and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I think that is what limits a lot of people from, you know, we're talking here about committing to doing something and pouring your effort into something and really having faith that it's going to work out at the end. And that's something that you know, I think the biggest barrier to a lot of people, it's not that people don't have ideas, it's that they get bogged down in that the daily grind, right?
Yes.
To actually get out of bed, brush your teeth, the simple things, right? To, you know, have a shower, get into a good working mode, sit down at your desk and actually work on your script or your video or whatever it is for for a good chunk of time. So yeah, man, I'm wondering if I mean, I talk about it on this channel all the time, like my own little tips and my own little habits of kind of um, staying in a good state of mind and staying in a good working schedule. I was wondering if you had any particular tips that you wanted to share here.
Get up early.
Get up early.
You know, the day is only you only have so many hours in a day, and if you get up at 10 o'clock, first of all, you're not feeling good, you're tired and groggy, and you're not feeling like creating. You get on a regular routine and get up at whatever time it is, but get up before the sun rises. That's what I would suggest. And so it's a psychological thing. When you're up before the sun, you feel like you're ahead of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get to see the day come to life. And like that's a huge thing for creating. I really believe that.
Yeah, definitely. You're looking out over like the entire day, man. I definitely, when I get up to go for runs in the morning and stuff, you feel like you beat the day. You're like, all right, I'm ahead of this, right? Like
Hmm.
this day is definitely mine. The whole thing is in front of you, and yeah, definitely that's a big part of it. Is just getting up early. That's a big
And
habit that I recommend for sure. Yeah, go on.
and another thing too is focused energy. So when you're creating, set time in the day. Like have even if you have a full-time job, if you have a great story within you or if you have something great you want to create, set time aside. And all so like if you work in 8 to 5, set time aside 7 p.m. every day you're going to create. Whether you feel like it or not, you're going to sit down at your computer, you're going to get your pen out, you're going to get your pencil out and you're going to write or you're going to draw your characters or you're going to do whatever you're going to do, but do it and do it consistently. And you're over time, when you do that consistently, your brain will understand that when it's 7 p.m. I create. It'll get
Hmm.
to like actually that's how it works.
For sure, brother. That's ringing true for me big time, especially with my own experience. Like, I'm creating a lot now, even though I do have my full time business. I'm creating for the business, but even when I didn't have my own business that was full time, I was just doing a little bit of creative stuff on the side and bartending as my main source of income. I was still finding time to create videos. I was doing movie reviews, little skits, working on my presence in front of the camera, and working on just, I guess, my acting ability, if you can call it that. Definitely something that there's not a lot of excuses for, right? I think that's a very common thing that holds people back. They'll just say, "Oh, well, I'm already tired after I work my 8 to 5." But you got to look to guys like Kevin Smith, right? Like the way that Kevin Smith got his start as a director with making Clerks. That was literally the frickin' store that he worked at, and after hours, after he had worked an 8 hour shift and turned the lights off, he turned them back on and shot a movie, right? Like, and he became one of the biggest directors, one of the most highly paid, and for a time, like, highly acclaimed up and coming directors in Hollywood. So to say that I can't do my creative passion. No, I have to work and things like that. Like, yeah, you're gonna probably be working pretty hard, but
Mhm.
it's not really an excuse. It's You're able to
But
do it, right?
and the work can be fun. Like I think we're all creators, and I think we all have something to create. And I think that the work you can actually make it fun if it's something you're loving and something you really want to do. The work just it's like you're sleeping when you're working. The time just like vaporizes, and
Hmm.
before you know it, 4 hours go by, and you have like 30 pages of a screenplay written, and you're thinking, wow.
Yeah, when you're able to get in the zone, there's something to definitely be said about that, right? And
and
that's
and
why.
like yeah, like get started. Just people, if I could say anything, it's don't be scared, don't live in fear, and get started today.
Yeah, don't wait, right? There's always things that you can do a little bit better. I mean, I'm certainly not making the perfect content or the perfect not really achieving like the perfect vision and everything that I'm doing in videography and photography just yet. But if I just like sat here all day and just thought about it and just constantly researched, it would all be like theoretical, right? So I think that that's
Mm.
definitely some great advice to give out here. Yeah, man, we've been chatting for a little while here. Definitely a great conversation. It is supposed to be short form content, so we'll try to. It is a vlog. It is a vlog after all. Maybe one day we'll have you on the Photography Brothers podcast, which is a little bit more of a long form thing. For now, the main question that I want to get to here at the end, we've talked here a lot about motivation, we've talked about drive, we've talked about commitment, we've talked about good habits, we've talked about just deciding what it is that you want to do and really achieving it. And I think another part of that is like manifestation, and that's something that you and I were discussing a
Mm.
little bit before we hit the camera record buttons here. But this is something that I've done a little bit myself, and I think it's really helpful to get you focused on your goal and to make it like more concrete in your mind. So, what are some things that you've done around manifestation, and maybe some examples of that?
Wow, good question. Because that's where it all started. It all starts in the mind, and like way back, like okay, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, I lost my fiance who I loved the most, and I really cared about her a lot, and she left, and that was like a chain of events went into motion. And like 2 years after that, I put on Netflix, I put The Secret on
Mm.
by Rhonda Byrne,
Mm-hmm.
and I listened to that, and it just, it just, it spoke to me so deeply that, and nothing's ever spoke to me in that way ever in my life, and I believed in it fully. And then like a year and a half after that, or maybe a year after that, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder,
Mm-hmm.
and like I had a massively hard struggle, man. And we'll get into that someday too, but massively hard struggle, and I was questioning this secret this whole time. And like faith, I have a huge faith too. That's another thing, but that's for another day. But like when it was like I was being tested, like I believed there was a better life out there, and so I went and seeked for it. And then like the worst thing of my total entire life happened to me, and I lived in hell for like 5 years, complete hell. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I made a decision, and it's like the seed kind of, as they talk about in The Secret, the seed kind of came through the ground, came through the earth, and now I'm out of the earth, out of the darkness, and I'm growing every single day.
Nice, nice. What about in particular though? What are some things that like people could put into practice as far as like ways that you can practice
Yeah.
manifestation?
Well, write down what you want. Like I've written visions of my relationships. I've
Mm-hmm.
written
Mm-hmm.
visions of my financial status. I've written visions of my family. Written visions of my relationship, and I've recorded those, and I've listened to those over and over and over again. And eventually, when you hear something so many times, you eventually believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have to find somebody who understands you, understands exactly who you are. Like I found somebody who really understood me before I understood me. They told me all of the things that I were, even though I didn't believe it, but they were right,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, writing it down is a very simple way of doing it. Another thing that we were talking about before was the example of Jim Carrey, how he wrote himself a check for $1 million, and he did eventually cash it. So that's something that I've done. Written the check. I
I've
haven't.
done.
I haven't cashed it yet, but
And
you've done it.
I've
You've done it as well.
oh yeah, I've done it, but the sum is much larger than $1 million. But whatever, a million's good too. It's all what you want, right? It's all what you desire, and like, oh yeah, I've done that, and I've read it over and over. I got that tip off of Jim Carrey, and I mean, I believe it now. That's a huge difference. Is that I read it now and I believe it. I'm like, yep, that's
Yeah,
gonna
for,
happen.
absolutely, man. People brush off simple things like that. Like they tend to brush them off and say like, "Oh, there's no way that that's going to be effective." Something like writing it down or just an affirmation, like saying it to yourself, just concentrating on it, picturing it in your head, picturing where you want to be. Like, let's say that you do
Hmm.
want to be a famous actor, then you just like picture what it would be to be that, right? And start like really thinking about it. Start calling yourself an actor. Start writing down, Matthew Wilson, comma, actor, things like this.
Yeah.
Again, very, very simple, but fundamental to developing your mindset. And like you were saying earlier, man, the mindset is kind of the first thing, and that's what leads to everything else. So.
And that's what I have on my Facebook. It's Matthew Wilson. Like when I post something, Matthew Wilson author, and I put that before I even believed I was going to be an author, right? And
Nice.
I'm not an author yet. I don't have anything published, but I know I will be. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Well, you've got, from what I can tell, you've got the beginnings of a great script and hopefully a great movie as well, man. I know that you believe in it, and I believe in it as well. So.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's about all the time that we have on the vlog today. But it's been wonderful having you here, Matthew. Really fun to catch up with you as always. Like I said, I've really been enjoying our conversations on and off camera. Before we go, as a good host, I want to let everybody know how they can find Matthew online should you want to do such a thing. Any social media stuff that you're using if people want to reach out?
Yeah, I'm using Twitter, Matt the Coconut. There's an inside story to that. I'm not crazy, but Jared knows the inside story. Jared knows the story. So,
he's not
anyways,
he's not crazy. He's cocoa nuts.
yeah, exactly. So Twitter, and I'm not on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, Matthew Wilson, but I'm very hard to find because there's so many Matthew Wilsons.
Indeed, yeah.
We might have to. I might have to start like a new Facebook account, like a personal, like a one for Infinirail. That's the name
Yeah.
of my company that I see happening. So
Mhm. Nice. Yeah, that my friend Michael Costa has the same problem, man. It's when you got, those generic names.
hmm
I got lucky with Jared Poirier, but
mm.
so yeah, we'll keep in touch, man. We'll keep chatting and stuff like that. It's great having you on the show here. If you guys want to connect with Matthew, I would highly recommend it. I've definitely gotten a lot out of our conversations, and he's a great guy. And look forward to collaborating with you more, my man. Thank you for being here.
Great. Yeah, thanks, man.
Okay, cool, good.
Right on, man.